Hello and welcome back to my channel dedicated to the Greek language. I'm very pleased to present you one of the big projects that I've been working on for a long time. It's a big lesson for the objects in our houses and not only. It's an hour long and you'll learn a lot of new words by watching it. You can watch the video all at once or in parts, and I recommend you pausing and repeating after me each word. It would also be a good idea to write down the words and the phrases in order to practice them. For your convenience, I've added the definite articles to each noun so that you know which gender the words are from. I hope you enjoy the lesson and find it useful. If so, you can like and share this video as it helps me a lot and I'll be able to grow the channel even more. Also, you can leave a comment below to let me know what you want the topic of the next lesson to be. Whichever topic is repeated the most, it will become a lesson. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new lesson. Thank you very much. Now to the lesson. The first room that we're going to talk about is the living room. The living room in Greek is called saloni. Of course, we have the definite article to, which means that it's a noun from a neutral gender. To saloni, the living room. Now, we have a lot of words to learn here, so we will start from the top. The first word is called tavani, to tavani, which means in English a ceiling. To tavani exists in every room, and this is the ceiling of the room. It's on the top of it. We also have walls in each room, of course. So the word for wall in Greek is tihos. Tihos. It's a masculine gender. We can also have pictures, different kinds of art on the walls, which are called pinakas. This kind of picture is called pinakas, and it's again from a masculine gender. We can also have in some houses dzaki. To dzaki is a word from a neutral gender and it means a fireplace. Of course, we also have a window in the room and the window is called parathiro. Parathiro. And it's a word from a neutral gender, as you can see the definite article to at the end. We also have a lamp here, and it's a quite similar word in Greek. Lamba, lamba, and it's a feminine gender. I lamba. Usually there is a sofa in the living room, so of course I have put this word in Greek as well. Sofa in Greek is called kanapes. O kanapes. It's a masculine gender. O kanapes. And of course on the sofa usually we have pillows. So the pillow in Greek is called maxillari. Maxillari. It's a neutral gender. To maxillari. In front of the sofa there is usually a small table. So the word for table in Greek is trapezi. Trapezi. Of course, it is a neutral gender because we have the definite article to afterwards, to trapezi. And below, under the table, we usually have chali, to chali, which means a rug. And finally, in the lower right corner, you can see a piano. The word for it in Greek is to piano, to piano. It's a neutral gender. So here on the second slide, we can also see a picture of a living room, and I can kindly remind you that it's called saloni in Greek. So the second picture of the living room has many objects as well. Let's start from the left to the right. So in many houses in Greek, because of the hot weather and because of the sunlight, we have tapanzouria. We usually see this word in a plural form, so that's why we have the definite article for neutral gender for plural form ta panzuria. This is because they are many, and of course this means in English window shutters. So basically they block the sunlight and the high temperature to go through the room. So under the window shutters we have a kind of decoration. The decoration in Greek is called diakosmitiko. Diakosmitiko. And of course it is a word of neutral gender. To diakosmitiko. To the right, on the wall, we have a watch. The watch in Greek is called roloi. To roloi. Again, neutral gender. And under the watch, we have a television. The television is a word from a feminine gender, and it's called itileorasi. Itileorasi. Next to the television, we have some kind of plant. So the word for any plant in Greek is to phyto. To phyto. It's a neutral gender. On the top of the room, on the ceiling particularly, we can see again some kind of light. So the word that contains all kinds of lights in Greek is called photistiko. To photistiko. You can again use the word ilamba. It's not a mistake. I just wanted to inform you about the existence of this word as well. So we have to photistiko. Now, to the right, we have this big kind of furniture next to the wall, which is called bibliotheki in Greek. Bibliotheki. So basically, it's a place to put your books in it. And I remind you that the word for a book in Greek is to biblio. To biblio. It's a neutral gender. To biblio. And the word for shelf, for a shelf, this is the shelf of the furniture, is called arafi. To arafi. So one shelf is an arafi. Okay? Now, we can go to the next word below, which is the vase on the table. The vase is called vaso. To vaso, neutral gender. To vaso. It's the vase on the table. And inside we have to luludi. To luludi. To luludi is the flower inside of the vase. And the last word of this slide is I polythrona. I polythrona. It's a feminine gender. I polythrona is the armchair. The next room is the kitchen. The kitchen is called cousina in Greek. This is a feminine gender. I cousina. I cousina. We have quite a few words to discuss here. Let's start from the top left and work our way down. The first word is to doulapi, by which we denote any kind of cabinet in Greek. The word is a neutral gender, of course. To doulapi. To doulapi. The handle we grab to open the cabinet is called topomolo. 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 The next word is ivrisi, with which we refer to the metal pipe from which water comes out and we wash our hands or our dishes. Ivrisi, it's a feminine gender. Ivrisi. And the vessel into which the water flows is called o niptiras, masculine gender. O niptiras. So these two words are very important because you can meet them in both the kitchen and the bathroom. And if you want to toast a slice of bread, you have to use the device called I tostiera. I tostiera. That's the toaster in Greek. The word is a feminine gender. The next combination of words to the right is estia cousinas, a feminine gender, estia cousinas, or mati cousinas, which is a neutral gender. You can use both options. Choose for yourself. This is the name of the stove in Greek. There we can boil or fry food. The next word we will see is opangos, and it's a masculine gender. It has several meanings, but here the meaning is one. It is the kitchen countertop. This is the place where we put our dishes or prepare our food before cooking. Kitchen countertop in English and opangos in Greek. The next word is priza, feminine gender. This is the electrical socket where we plug the devices to charge or just to turn them on. Priza. At the bottom right, we see the oven in which we can bake a meal. This is called o fournos in Greek, o fournos. And of course the word is of masculine gender. Below, we can also see a drawer, which is called to sirtari, and it's a neutral gender. And the last word of this slide is topatoma. This is the neutral gender word for a floor in Greek, topatoma. Now, we will see some items that are found in every Greek kitchen and therefore every restaurant, so it's very good to know them. The tools with which we eat are knife, spoon, and fork. The Greek words for them are to macheri, to koutali, and to pirouni. I'll repeat, to macheri, to koutali, to pirouni. All of them are from neutral gender. Next word is the vessel in which we fry food, and it's called to tigani. This is the word for a pan in Greek, to tigani. The plate is called to piato. The cup is also called to potiri. The pot is called I cazzarola. We can boil something there. The bowl, from the other hand, is called to bol. Very similar, actually, in Greek, to bol. And finally, the refrigerator is called to ψυγείο. Finally, I have written a few words related to the kitchen, which are also good to know, and especially if you cook according to the Greek recipes, you will come across them all the time. So let's check them out. The first one is magirevo. This is the verb for cooking. Magirevo, to cook. Ψήνω, to bake. Ψήνω. Next one is βράζω, which means to boil something. Next one is τηγανίζω, to fry. Next one is ανακατεύω. I'll repeat one more time. Ανακατεύω, to steer. And the last one for this slide is προσθέτω, which basically means to add something, not only for recipes, for cooking, in general, to add anything. But if you want to add some sugar, salt, pepper, and etc., you will use this one, προσθέτω. The next room of the house is the bedroom, η κρεβατοκάμαρα, ή κρεβατοκάμαρα. It's a feminine noun. Η κρεβατοκάμαρα. So we have many words here as well. Again, we can see some pictures on the wall. And the word for a picture in singular form in Greek is o pinakas. We already saw that one. O pinakas, masculine gender. And the picture is on the wall. So the word for a wall in Greek is o tihos. O tihos. Again, masculine gender. We can also see here omicron iota, which I remind you that we pronounce as E sound. Tihos, o tihos. Okay, so we have also a window, which is called to parathiro. To parathiro. It's the second time we see that word. And on the window, we usually have a curtain. So the word for it in Greek is I kurtina. I kurtina. A feminine noun. I kurtina. Next to the window, we have a very small chair. So for this kind of chairs, we have another word. And it's a neutral gender. It's called to skambo. To skambo. And we usually don't inflect this word, which means basically that it doesn't change in the different cases. It's always to skambo. At the corner, we see some kind of furniture, which has many shelves, 3 or 4 particularly. So when we have a furniture with shelves, it's usually called I arafiera. I arafiera. It's a feminine word. And it has the word arafi inside, which we already saw. Torafi means a shelf. I arafiera means the furniture with shelves. Okay, so we have a bed here also. The bed in Greek is called to krevati. To krevati. On the bed, we have a blanket. The blanket is called I kuverta. I kuverta, a feminine noun. On the bed, we also have pillow, at least one pillow. So the word for a pillow in Greek is maxillari, neutral gender. To maxillari. Next to the bed, we have some small furniture, which are called usually to komodino. We have them from both sides of the bed. To komodino. Singular form. To komodino. And if we want to use this word in a plural form, we will say just ta komodina. On the top of the furniture, we also have to roloi, the watch. We already had this word in the previous slides. We also have again to vaso and to luludi, which is the vase with the flower in it. And we also have 2 additional words here. The word for floor, which we already saw, is topatoma. Topatoma. It's a neutral gender. Topatoma. And the last word for this slide is the furniture next to the wall, the gray one, on the right corner below, which is called to dulapi. To dulapi. We can use this word for any kind of cabinet in Greek. To dulapi. The next room that we are going to talk about is the bathroom. The word in Greek for it is to banyo. To banyo, a neutral gender. There are some important nouns in the bathroom that we will see. Firstly, we have a mirror, which is called o kathreftis. O kathreftis, masculine gender. In every house there is also a toilet. I toaleta. I toaleta, a feminine gender. When we flush the toilet, the water is refilled in a container which is called to kazanaki. To kazanaki, a neutral gender. So if you have any technical problem, you can now name it in Greek. In the particular bathroom, we see a lot of tiles. So the word for a tile in Greek is to plakaki. To plakaki. It's a neutral gender. In order to wash our hands, we need soap. So we need to sapuni. To sapuni. Again, we have the words o niptiras and I vrisi. These are the words for the sink and the pipe from which the water flows into it. O niptiras, I vrisi. We can also have some decorations in our bathroom, so I have put again the words to diakosmitiko, which is the general word for any kind of decorations in Greek, and the word for flowers in Greek, in a singular form of course. This is the word to luludi. To luludi. And if we want to wipe our hands or bodies, we can use the word for a towel in Greek, which is the feminine gender word, I petseta. I petseta. Okay? The cabin we enter and take a shower is called I duziera. I duziera. It's a feminine word. I duziera. Finally, I have given you additional words and phrases that you can use if you are visiting a Greek friend or if you are tourists in Greece and you need to use a bathroom or something. So let's start with them. The first question is Πού είναι το μπάνιο? Πού είναι το μπάνιο? Which basically means where is the bathroom? If you want to be more specific, you can also ask Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Πού είναι η τουαλέτα? Where is the toilet? Now we have some verbs in Greek. Κάνω μπάνιο. Κάνω μπάνιο, which means to have a shower. Next verb in Greek is πλένω, which is the active voice, and πλένομαι, which is the passive voice. So πλένω means to wash, and πλένομαι means to wash myself. We usually use the verb πλένω or πλένομαι when we talk about having a shower without washing our hair, or if you want to say that you're washing your clothes or you're washing some object, your car, any object in your house, you use this word, πλένω. For example, πλένω τα ρούχα, which means to wash the clothes. Πλένω το αυτοκίνητο, to wash your car, to clean it. The next word is λούζω in active voice and λούζομαι in passive voice, which also means to wash. The first one is to wash and the second one means to wash myself because it's a passive voice. But basically, most of the times we use it when we want to talk about ourselves. For example, if you have a shower, if you take a shower, including washing your hair, you use this one. For example, λούζω τα μαλλιά μου, which means to wash my hair. But if you don't wash your hair and just have a shower, a quick shower, you will use the verb πλένω. The next word is σκουπίζω, which is an active voice, and σκουπίζομαι, which is the passive voice. This verb basically means to wipe and to wipe myself. So if you use the towel, you want to wipe yourself after the shower. So you say σκουπίζομαι. And the last phrase is πάω τουαλέτα, which means to go to the toilet. Πάω τουαλέτα. Here, on the next slide, we have a lot of useful words and phrases in order to remain clean and survive in Greece. So you already know the word for a towel, which is η πετσέτα. Η πετσέτα. You can also ask politely for a new clean towel if you are a tourist in a hotel in Greece. You can say χρειάζομαι μια καθαρή πετσέτα. Χρειάζομαι μια καθαρή πετσέτα. And of course you can put the word παρακαλώ at the end of the sentence, so you will stay even more polite. Παρακαλώ means please. The next word is a shampoo. So the word for a shampoo in Greek is to sambouan. To sambouan. And if you need to have your hair softer and more beautiful, you can also use μαλακτικό μαλλιόν. Το μαλακτικό μαλλιόν. It is a phrase and you will use to because μαλακτικό ends with omicron and it's a neutral gender. Το μαλακτικό μαλλιόν. This is the Greek version, but you can also use the foreign word το conditioner. Το conditioner. Sometimes in Greece you will hear a little bit strange accent when we use the English words, so we write it just like in English, conditioner, but we pronounce it a little bit different, to conditioner. Okay, on the right we can see a sponge on which we can put soap or shower gel. So the word in Greek for a sponge is to sfungari. To sfungari. It's a neutral one. The next word is to sapouni. We already saw that one. To sapouni. This is the soap in Greek. And the last one for shower gel is to afrolutro. To afrolutro. We use it to wash our bodies. The next words and phrases are η οδοντόκρεμα, η οδοντόκρεμα. I'll repeat one more time. Η οδοντόκρεμα. This is the toothpaste. And we use οδοντόβουρτσα. Οδοντόβουρτσα. I'll repeat one more time. Οδοντόβουρτσα. And this is, of course, feminine gender. Η οδοντόβουρτσα. This is the toothbrush. And if you want to say that you brush your teeth, literally you wash them, you will use the phrase πλένω τα δόντια μου. Πλένω τα δόντια μου. And if you want to shave yourself, you will use the word το ξηραφάκι. Το ξηραφάκι. I'll repeat one more time. Το ξηραφάκι. It's a neutral gender. And this is the word for a razor or shaver in Greek. Το ξηραφάκι. And the verb in active voice is ξυρίζω and in passive voice ξυρίζομαι. So if you want to say that you shave something, for example your legs, you will say ξυρίζω. Ξυρίζω τα πόδια μου. I am shaving my legs. Or if you want just to say that you shave yourself, you will say ξυρίζομαι. Ξυρίζομαι. This means that I'm shaving myself. And the material that we use usually to shave ourselves is called afros ξυρίσματος. And it's a masculine gender. Αφρός ξυρίσματος. It's a masculine gender because the word afros ends with omicron sigma. This is the usual ending for masculine nouns. Afros ξυρίσματος. The next room that we will see is the kids' room. So basically we can say that it's παιδικό δωμάτιο. It's a neutral gender. Παιδικό δωμάτιο. I'll repeat one more time. Παιδικό δωμάτιο. This is the kids' room. We have some words and phrases that are useful to learn them by heart. So I will pronounce them for you right now. The next word is το βρέφος. Το βρέφος. And it's used usually for the infants, for the newborn babies. Το βρέφος. The next one, maybe you already know it, it's το μωρό. Το μωρό. This is the classic word for a baby. Next one is το βρεφικό κρεβάτι. Το βρεφικό κρεβάτι. This is the word for crib, for the baby's bed. You can also say and meet the next phrase, which is το παιδικό κρεβάτι. Το παιδικό κρεβάτι. This is the child's bed. But here the child could be older in age. And the last word of this category is η κούνια. Η κούνια. This is a feminine gender word, η κούνια, and it's translated as a swing in English. So we have a few more words here that you may already know. We can see the baby's bed. We can call it το κρεβάτι, which is the classic bed. Or if you want to emphasize that it's a smaller bed, we can also say το κρεβατάκι. Το κρεβατάκι. Don't forget that usually when we have this ending, aki, we want to emphasize that it's a smaller one than the usual one. We can use it with many nouns in Greek. Το κρεβατάκι. This is the smaller bed. So in this baby's bed, we can also see some kind of toys. The word for any toy or for any game in Greek is called το παιχνίδι. It's the word below. Το παιχνίδι. On the floor, we can again see some rug, which is called το χαλί. Το χαλί, again neutral gender. In the middle of the picture, we can also see a small blanket. I can kindly remind you that the word for it is η κουβέρτα. Η κουβέρτα, feminine gender. Again, we have a window, and on the window we have a curtain, which is called η κουρτίνα. Η κουρτίνα. And we have a furniture at the corner. You can use again the word το ντουλάπι for any kind of furniture, το ντουλάπι for any kind of cabinet. But in this case, because we have many drawers, when we have drawers in a furniture, we can use the word η συρταριέρα. Η συρταριέρα. This is exactly the same case as with the word η ραφιέρα. Because we had many shelves, we can call this kind of furniture ραφιέρα. Here, because we have many drawers, which are called συρτάρια, we can call this kind of furniture as a whole η συρταριέρα. The next room that we are going to talk about is called η τραπεζαρία. Η τραπεζαρία, feminine gender. So basically this word has two meanings. The first one is the dinner room. This is the room where we serve our food. And the second meaning is the table and the furniture in general where the food is being served. So we have a few words here to discuss. Let's start from the top. Again, we can see a plant here. The plant in Greek is called to phyto, neutral gender, to phyto. On the table, we have a few objects. The first one, the biggest one, is I kanata. I kanata. Basically, we can have a water or wine or any other drink inside. This is the word for a jug in Greek. Again, we have a cup on the table and a plate. So the cup is called to potiri in Greek, and the plate is called to piato. Both of the words are in neutral gender. So we have 4 chairs here. The word for the chair in Greek is I karekla. And on one of the chairs we have books. So the word for a book in singular form in Greek is to viblio. And again we can see a table here. And we have 2 options, as I already told you. The first one is the classic word to trapezi, neutral gender, to trapezi. But you can also meet another version of the word, I trapezaria. This is a feminine gender word, and we use it only for a bigger table where we can serve our food. I trapezaria. The next room is called to γραφείο. This is a neutral gender word. And again, we have 2 basic meanings of this word. The first one is for an office or a study room, to γραφείο. And the second meaning is referred to the furniture, to the desk. So when you are sitting on a desk and you're writing something, for example, you will use this word, to γραφείο. So we have a few words here to discuss. We can see a computer with a screen. So we have 2 words for it. The first one is I othoni. Basically, we can see the information there. This is the word for the screen in Greek, I othoni, a feminine word. And the word for a computer is o υπολογιστής, masculine gender, o υπολογιστής. We have a mouse and a mousepad here. So the word for a mouse is to pondiki. So this is the word for both mouse for the computer and for the animal. And we use the mouse on the mousepad. So we have exactly the same combination of words. This is a foreign words, obviously. To mousepad. So if you go to a store and you want to buy a mousepad, you can use the English version. Everyone will understand you. So the keyboard next to the mouse is called to πληκτρολόγιο. And we also have a mobile phone, and the word for it in Greek is to κινητό τηλέφωνο. Literally, mobile phone. To κινητό τηλέφωνο. You can also hear sometimes just the first word, to κινητό. Πού είναι το κινητό? Where is the mobile phone? We don't always say the word τηλέφωνο. If you just say το κινητό, everyone will understand that you are talking about the mobile phone. And again, we have the famous word for the chair, which is I καρέκλα. We already saw that one. I καρέκλα. On the next slide, we have again few words related to the office. So we have a laptop here, and we use the same word in Greek, to laptop. This is a neutral gender word, and we don't change it according to the case because it's a foreign one. To laptop, it's always to laptop in any gender. We have a pen here and we have two options. You can use whatever you want. You can use both of them. The first version is in masculine gender and the second one is neutral gender. So we have two words, ostilos, this is the masculine gender, and to stilo, the neutral gender. Below, under the pen, we have e-agenda. This is the journal where we can write our schedule. E-agenda, feminine gender. On the left, we have a few words and phrases. So the word for our schedule, for our program, is called to ημερολόγιο. To ημερολόγιο. And next to this object, we have τα γυαλιά. Τα γυαλιά. This is the word for both sunglasses and eyeglasses. And we have a cup, which is called to ποτήρι. You already know that. To ποτήρι. And inside, we have a coffee. So the word for it is ο καφές. Masculine gender, ο καφές. And the phrase for drinking coffee is πίνω καφέ. Εγώ πίνω καφέ, which means I drink coffee. And of course you conjugate the verb πίνω according to the object. Πίνω καφέ. So we continue with the office words. Again, on the top of the slide we have a reminder for the word το γραφείο. So this word has two meanings, as we already know. The first one is for office or a study room, and the second one is for the desk, the kind of furniture. So we have a desk here, which is called το γραφείο. We have screens on it, which is called η οθόνη in singular. Η οθόνη, this is the word for singular screen. We have a camera here, which is called η camera, feminine gender. And we have a lamp next to the desk. And the word for a lamp is η λάμπα. Η λάμπα. We have a chair in front of the desk, which is called η καρέκλα. You already know that. And we have a bag and a box next to the chair and the desk. So the word for the bag is η τσάντα. Η τσάντα, feminine gender. And we have το κουτί. This is the word for a box in Greek. Το κουτί. Το κουτί. And we have a furniture next to the wall, which is called η βιβλιοθήκη. Η βιβλιοθήκη. Basically, this is the furniture. This is the kind of furniture that is related to the books, so we can store our books and our notebooks there. Η βιβλιοθήκη. On the next slide, we have again a few words related to the office and also to the school materials. The first one is the notebook, which is called το τετράδιο. Το τετράδιο, this is a neutral gender word. Below we have scissors, which is called το ψαλίδι. Το ψαλίδι. So this is a singular form word, το ψαλίδι. The next word, or probably words, are for the pen. We have two versions, you already know that. Το στυλό or ο στυλός. You can choose any of them. Το στυλό or ο στυλός. And under the pen we have paper. So the word for it is το χαρτί. Το χαρτί. This is a neutral gender word. Below the paper, under the paper, we have a stapler and stapler wires. So the words for these objects are το συρραπτικό, this is the stapler, το συρραπτικό, and σύρματα συρραπτικού, τα σύρματα συρραπτικού. This is a plural form because we put inside of the stapler many stapler wires. So it's kind of logical. Τα σύρματα συρραπτικού. Okay. And afterwards we have the word for a pencil, which is very easy. Το μολύβι. Το μολύβι. And the last word of this slide is το perforater. Το perforater. You can see the picture, you know this object. This is the perforator. Το perforater. We continue with the words related to the office and the school objects. So we have ο συνδετήρας, masculine gender word. Ο συνδετήρας. I'll repeat one more time because it's a long word. Ο συνδετήρας, which is called clip. You can see the picture, you know its use. Ο συνδετήρας, a clip. The next one is the word for a printer. Ο εκτυπωτής. Ο εκτυπωτής. Again, masculine gender. Ο εκτυπωτής. The next word is for the ruler in Greek, and it's called ο χάρακας. Ο χάρακας. Masculine gender. Ο χάρακας. Below, we can see some kind of folder. This is the hard kind of folder where we can put many papers inside, and we have two options. The first one is the general word ο φάκελος, which has many meanings, and it can include many kinds of folders or even envelope, you will see on the next slide. But if you want to be more specific and if you want to ask exactly for this kind of folder, you can use the word το κλασέρ. Το κλασέρ. So if you say το κλασέρ, everyone will understand and everyone will bring you this kind of folder. Το κλασέρ. The next word is a feminine gender word and it's called η πινέζα. Η πινέζα. This is the word for a pushpin in Greek. Η πινέζα. And the last word with picture here is ο πίνακας. You already know that one. Ο πίνακας. And this word again has a few meanings. The first one is for a picture on the wall, but the second one, at least in this case, is for this kind of object where you can put some of your papers there. Okay, and we also have some important verbs and words here. Let's check them out. For example, we have the word γράφω. This is the verb for writing. γράφω, to write. Διαβάζω, to read. Το γράμμα, this is a noun. Το γράμμα, which means a letter. Σκανάρω, which means to scan. Σκανάρω. Εκτυπώνω. This is the verb for printing. It means to print. Εκτυπώνω. And the last word of this slide is το αρχείο, which means a file or an archive. Το αρχείο. And the last slide related to the office and school objects is for last few words. So we have the words το γράμμα and ο φάκελος. Το γράμμα means the letter, basically. And ο φάκελος, in this case, means an envelope. The second word of this slide is for a calendar, and the word is ημερολόγιο. This is a neutral gender word. Το ημερολόγιο. Afterwards we have a mobile phone, and the word, or probably the combination of words, is το κινητό τηλέφωνο. Το κινητό τηλέφωνο. And I can kindly remind you that you can use just το κινητό. Everyone will understand you. The next word is το σταθερό τηλέφωνο. Το σταθερό τηλέφωνο. which we can use when we are talking about a landline phone. So basically, literally, it's translated to a stable phone. This is the kind of phone that some of you may probably have in your houses only. The next word is in plural form, τα ακουστικά. Τα ακουστικά. Τα ακουστικά is in plural form and it means headphones. So we use them to talk on the phone or to listen to music. And the last two words of this topic are το καλώδιο and ο φορτιστής. Ο φορτιστής. Το καλώδιο means the cable, and ο φορτιστής is the word for a charger. If you want to charge your phone, your laptop, any kind of device, you use φορτιστής. We are out of the house, in front of it actually, and let's check out some important words in this topic. The first one is the word for a house, of course. The house is called το σπίτι. Το σπίτι. Very easy word. It's a neutral gender, of course. Το σπίτι. Next to the house we have trees. So the word for a tree in Greek is το δέντρο. Το δέντρο. We also have the door and we have the entrance. So the door is called η πόρτα. Η πόρτα. And the entrance is called η είσοδος. Η είσοδος. So you have to be careful because it's a feminine gender word, but it ends with omicron sigma. Η είσοδος. We have the grass in front of the house, which is called το γρασίδι. Το γρασίδι. And I have written 3 important words for this topic for you as well. So we have η αυλή, which means yard. Next word is ο κήπος, masculine gender, ο κήπος, which is the word for the garden. And the last word is a verb actually, and it means to water plants or flowers. Ποτίζω, ποτίζω, to water, ποτίζω. And the last slide for today has 4 words here, in case you don't know them. The word for the swimming pool in Greek is η piscina. This is a feminine gender word, η piscina. Very easy one, η piscina. We have an umbrella, so the umbrella is called η ombrella. Η ombrella, feminine word. And if you want to lay down, you will use the word η ξαπλώστρα. Η ξαπλώστρα. Η ξαπλώστρα is the word for the sunbed in Greek. And the last one for today is a verb that you already may know. This is the verb for swimming action. So this is κολυμπώ or κολυμπάω. Κολυμπώ or κολυμπάω. This is a verb from the second conjugation, so you may check out this lesson in case you don't remember everything. Thank you very much for staying with me until the end of the video. I hope you liked the lesson, and if so, you can like, comment and share the video with your friends. This will help the channel a lot. Also, if you subscribe to the channel, you will always be notified whenever I upload new content. See you next time!